Hi everyone, welcome back. Alright, let's crack on. What you see in front of you is the Apple Xcode integrated development environment. It's made up of obviously a large number of sections with a large number of features. I am not going to be able to describe most of these, but what I'm going to do is cover off some of the basics that I am a little bit familiar with. So on the left hand side here, very quickly, we've got the project files, or of interest to those that are Objective-C orientated. This is actually using the one of the latest beta builds for Apple's new programming language known as Swift. So you'll see in here the appended Swift files there. This particular column within the IDE is showing me all the elements. I'm calling them elements, I forget what the official name is for the components that I've put in the current practice app that I'm building at the moment. The main section that's of interest when you're building things is this one, is the middle section here, which is I refer to as a canvas. The IDE is pretty cool in that it gives you templates for different Apple devices. So I think at the moment I've got a 5 Apple 5 something or other template here. And then the last column here we have, this is where you'll find from time to time code, as well as quite a nifty feature that the IDE comes with is inbuilt user interface kits and other selections available to you. Alright, so what I'm going to do firstly is run up the simulator, and I'll just demo some of the items that I have built to date. Right, so it's just a matter of running it up, and as you can see I've actually selected the smallest sized Apple device to demo this on, designed for the smallest device, and therefore hoping that it will suit the larger devices of Apple's. Anyway, here I've got a number of buttons that at this point in time do nothing more than indicate when they're pressed and when they're not, and then I actually use, similar to the Arduino console, there's an IDE console whereby I've attached in code a number of print statements, so every time I press one of these particular features the console will print out that it was actioned. So here we go. So I've got enter, the G100, bypass, ADC, LED, DAC. I take my hat off to all those designers of these visual elements there. No way am I skilled enough to do these types of things. The shading effects, the manipulation of highlights and things like that. Yep, impressive stuff. Again, just coming down to the console area here, you may have noticed that when I press something like enter, the print code that I've set up just displays down here. So there you go. Now what I want to do very quickly now is, I'm just doing a bit of resizing here so we can see things a little bit clearer. I wish to add another button on here, and I'm going to show you how I went about doing it. So again, I find this pretty cool. Just grab and drop. You can see some guidelines pop up as well. The first thing that happen is you're just going to get the basic pre-built UI button. It has a title on. I don't want that, but before I take that off, I'm actually going to give it a picture, a default image from the asset catalog that I've pre-built. And I note that I don't have a relay button on there at the moment, so I'm just going to make one of these. Oops, need to reselect that, get rid of the label, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to size it. Yep, don't think I did that right either. I'm just going to put it back to scale, grab it again, and then size it to something that I like the look of, which I like the look of that. Okay, so without going into too much detail here, because if I do, that just results in more questions. But at the moment, this button is in its default state being off. That's why I've put the image for it and labeled it as relay off. What I do want to do though is when it's pressed, I want to give the effect that it has that it's changed. So I'm just going to change the state config of that particular button, and then it allows me to alter the picture, or the image, sorry. So again, from the pre-built library that I have, I'm just going to go on and select the relay on, and that hopefully should result in the right effect. So let's go ahead and run the simulator again. Ooh, that's lucky, it's come up again, so there it is there, and I'm going to go ahead and click it, and yes, it's performing how I expect it, so that's cool. Alrighty, so let's just move on very quickly to, okay, so what do I do with the code base for that? So let's go and do that. Alright, the first thing we need to do is bring up the code section. So I've got to go and change a couple of things here. Alright, so let's just get rid of some of these columns. I need to bring up the assistant editor, I think it's called. Alright, and just rearrange this a little bit. Alright, so on the right hand column here we have all the coding that I've done to date. So you can see it's not a lot. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is drag and create a IB outlet and give it a name. So this was relay. Alright, and then I wish to give it a function. Not a function, an action as well. So here, another pop-up, and I get to give it an action. Following my convention of camel coding and what I followed previously, there we go there, and then all I'm going to do is do exactly what I did previously and use the print function, which is going to use tab, forget doing that, and then inside using the double quotes, and I'm just going to clean it up a little bit here, so it's like the others. So that's all it takes to do some coding. I could explain a little bit more about what's the difference between an IB outlet and an IB action, but right now my brain's a little bit muddled, so I can't remember. Oh, then of course with the action, it simply means when I touch it, it should come up in the console that with the particular print statement that I've coded in there. Alright, let's see if the proof's in the pudding. Let's go and do it. Alright, so let's just double check against one that's there. So pressing enter, enter button press comes up, and relay button press. So there you go. That, my friends, concludes this little status update. Yeah, keep following. Ciao for now.